Thank you. You are watching Sunday Night with Judy, and tonight we have a special guest, or I should say guests. Tonight's segment is called Easter Memorials. Let's welcome our first guest. Have a seat. Tell us about yourself. And what do you remember from your Easter accounts?
Well, Judy, my name is Pilate. And it is fitting that I should go first. I have much to share. I was the 5th governor of the Roman province, yes, and served under Tiberius, wonderful emperor, I might add. I was stationed in Judea, which was dreadful. The people there are just so obnoxious.
Pilate, I'm sorry to interrupt, but before we go off track, tell us about Easter.
You're not Jewish, are you? I don't like your attitude. Quite rude. Anyway, Easter. So, these Jews, always bothering me with the religious affairs. It's like don't mix church and state, okay?
Pilate, we have other guests.
Are they Jewish? Oh, what does it matter? So, they bring me this Jesus character, who is just an ordinary man. Ordinary looks and stature. Very rude. This Jesus would not say a word. And given all the accusation coming his way, he would think if he was indeed innocent, he should say something.
So, what did you do?
I mean, what could I do? I am a man of the people. People love me. I tried to be reasonable, but in the end, I washed my hands and gave the people what they asked for.
In a couple of words, how would you describe Easter?
Justice, politics. I even gained a friend that day in Herod. All in all, not a bad turnout.
What about Jesus?
Oh yeah, not great, I suppose. I kind of ordered his crucifixion. I hear that it's painful. Spoiler alert, he died.
You seem very apathetic to the whole thing.
Come on, Judy. My conscience is clear. I washed my hands, remember? I did my job. What would you have me do?
That's one side of the story. Let's see what your Roman friend here has to say about that day.
Hey, Pilate. Hi, Judy. I'm a centurion. I have, under my command, 100 soldiers. I know what respect is. I've been in war. I've killed people. At first, I was impartial to this man, Jesus. Just another day on the clock. Another execution, another criminal.
Exactly. Criminal. See what I'm saying, Judith?
Pilate, you had your turn. Continue.
I would agree with you, Pilate. But you did not see what I saw. I stood there and watched an innocent man beaten to a pulp, hanging there in silence. As the Jewish priests mocked him, the man on the cross was no criminal. I overheard his conversation with the man next to him. There was love in his voice, freedom, acceptance. Let me tell you, I have watched crucifixions that last for hours upon hours. It's a grueling process. But this man, Jesus, no, not him. He yelled something out to his father, and suddenly, there was an earthquake, and from a bright day, the sky went black. He was dead. I don't know what came over me, but all I could say was, truly, this man was the Son of God.
Wow, you seem truly touched. What changed for you from that day forward?
I was never the same. Easter changed me. If you were at the cross that day, you would understand.
Please tell me you got fired after this. Such a softie. You see, that is precisely the problem with men these days.
Mr. Pilate, please keep your opinions to yourself. Let's welcome guest number 3. Mary, what does Jesus' death mean to you?
A lot, actually. Jesus, he delivered me for myself. He was a dear friend. I miss every moment he is not with me. He taught me so much. His very graphic death was a lot to handle, unbearable to watch. But you're so focused on his death. Did you forget he rose from the grave?
Tell us about that. I understand you were one of the first to make that discovery.
You could imagine we were pretty devastated. Just playing back the scenes from Calvary. Thinking of the huge rock blocking the entrance to the grave. What was I to think? Have you ever seen an angel? It was the saddest and happiest day of my life. Finding out my friend is alive, and only to understand later what his death and resurrection really meant. But in the moment, I was just in awe.
A wave of emotions. I reckon you told the whole world about such great news. So, in a nutshell, Easter was a joyous experience.
Words cannot describe what I felt that morning. Easter is a day of new beginnings, a life for a life. I get it now. The sacrifice that he made. I am forever grateful.
I am hearing all good accounts. Getting a very positive spin on this Easter story. Peter, come in, won't you? Have a seat. Tell us what you saw and heard.
I am unworthy. I'm a coward. I was a coward.
Peter, what's bothering you?
Let me say this. Jesus is the hero in this story. I was his apostle, and when he needed me most, I betrayed him.
Tell us about that. How did Jesus take your betrayal?
See, Judith, that's the thing about Jesus. He told me before it happened that I would betray him. Imagine losing your best friend after an act of betrayal. You have no idea how fast I ran when I heard his tomb was empty. I had to see it for myself.
And was it?
You betcha. Jesus never once brought it up. He looked me in the eyes after and asked me if I loved him. And I can truly say with all my heart, I do. What that man did for the entire human race is truly a selfless act.
Easter, betrayal, love. The story further unfolds. I can't wait to hear more. I understand you brought another disciple with you.
My name is John. Some say I was the favorite apostle.
I mean, were you?
I would say we were all his favorite. You know, he laid his life on the cross for all of us. You can actually read about that in my book.
About that? In your book, you share that you happened to be at the cross. What are your thoughts about that?
I had to be there. You know, Jesus taught me so much. He even entrusted me with his revelations later in life. I personally lived through chapter 3, verse 16 of my book. I watched Jesus, the Son of God in flesh, show me how much he loved all of us, even those beating him, mocking him, and those who would never love him back. Unconditional love.
I think it's fair to say, Easter for you is the story of how much God loved mankind. Next, tell us what's on your mind. Who are you? What do you do? What do you know about Easter?
Unlike some of these people, I have an education. I have to say, I am highly offended by some of their remarks.
I'm sorry, sir. What's wrong?
I too was there, except my accounts are credible. I don't appreciate the accusations. I know the law. Jesus was a criminal. Jesus was a liar. And all of his followers, also liars.
Hold on a minute. You didn't introduce yourself, and you are making some very harsh statements. Please explain yourself.
I am a man of the law, a Pharisee. Jesus' life and death was a thorn in my side. Easter was ruined. Jewish Passover ruined by the lies of his disciples.
Whoa, wait. What lies? I learned my lesson. Ain't no lies in my book. Everything that's been said is absolute truth.
Where's the body? No body, no truth.
We came to the tomb, empty grave. An angel spoke to us.
Jesus went up to heaven. Of course there is no body.
Oh, this is too good. I actually remember this drama.
You stole the body. Oh, and an angel appeared? How convenient.
Why would anyone lie about seeing an angel?
Wait a minute. Didn't you pay my soldiers to spread the lies about the disciples stealing the body? I'm not taking sides. I'm just stirring the pot.
Everybody, settle down. Question goes to the Pharisee. Is this true?
I plead the fifth. Are you going to believe a fisherman or a respected member of the council? Easter is a lie. Long story short, body was never found.
And who might you be?
Yes. And what on earth are you wearing?
I am what Easter in America has become. I'm the Easter Bunny. Chocolate?
Why is it brown? Guys, don't put that suspiciously round object in your mouths.
What do you mean?
Please explain. What a bunny has to do with Jesus' resurrection?
It's simple. Society has made about eggs, bunnies, candy, baskets. It's a business idea. Great distraction. Chocolate?
But what about Jesus? Love, sacrifice.
What about money? Greed? Who needs Jesus when you can have a plastic egg filled with whatever you want it to be? Chocolate?
What you're saying is Easter is just another payday for some corporation?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Chocolate?
This is outrageous. Disrespectful even.
Honestly, this is worse than the disciples' lies.
At this point, I don't care about Easter. I'm just here for the show. You're gonna have to tell me where you got that costume, sister.
This is getting out of hand. Let's hear from our next guest.
Hey, I remember you.
You got me. I hung on the cross next to Jesus. And unlike Jesus, I was a criminal. Guilty as charged.
Wait, and now we are listening to criminals too?
I get it. I deserve that. I was not a good person.
You've met Jesus. What was that like?
I've heard of him before. Kind of hard to ignore rumors of miracles and people rising from the dead and stuff. Couldn't believe that was the same Jesus hanging next to me. Oh, I was in pain. But he looked way worse. The way they treated him, you would think he was the world's biggest criminal.
I understand you spoke to him. What about?
I took a chance to save myself. My soul. And even in the condition he was in, knowing who I am, he told me I have a place in his kingdom. Those words from one dying man to another couldn't be more comforting.
Obviously, you didn't live to see the resurrection, but what can you tell the audience about Easter?
Thank God, Jesus is very graceful, very accepting, very loving. Easter is God's grace to all men. We were all sinners. However, his offer still stands.
How insightful. Well, it's been a pleasure. We've heard a great deal, learned plenty. Any final words?
Thanks for having us. This was entertaining.
I have words. I have lots of words. Back to the bunny business. Christ died and rose again for everyone to even stand a chance before God's throne. Do you realize how big that is? Big God, little you. Free gift. Just have to believe.
My only issue with Easter is it's all based on a lie. I cannot believe a lie.
Did you not hear what everyone had to say? You can stop the act now. Jesus loves you. He will still accept you. Just let him in.
I have studied the writings in depth. Jesus is not the Messiah. I will admit he was a good person. He did great miracles. But we wanted a deliverer, a leader. He died like an ordinary man, a criminal.
And then Jesus was risen from the dead, like no ordinary man.
Does anyone have a bowl of water? I'm just going to wash my hands of this conversation.
Yes, celebrate Easter however you like. Bunnies, Passover, he has risen. It's just another day.
Looks like the power's out. TV feed is off. Show's over, I guess.
And who are you? Show is over, pal.
I saw your segment and drove all the way here. Honestly, I did not expect an earthquake. I was not invited. But I too bear witness to that day. I had to be on the show.
We're not live anymore. It might be hours.
Yeah, and you shouldn't even be here. Who do you think you are? Coming in here, interrupting my show?
I don't care about that. But, Pilate, don't you feel bad about the decisions you made?
I mean, some valid points have been made. I kind of feel bad for crucifying the guy.
I happened to be in Jerusalem that day. I did not expect a riot. And my name is Simon of Cyrene. I got the pleasure to bear Jesus' burden for a slight moment. I carried the cross that day. It felt like the weight of the world was in that wooden plank. The agony and love I felt when I put the cross on my back was indescribable. I cannot listen any longer to your denial and your dismissal of the whole account. Peter and John, you can back me up when I say that Easter is for all of us and for all those yet to come as well. Jesus paid the price for our freedom. He is the Messiah. He is the Redeemer.
This is hands down the most memorable show. I'll never forget it. What do we do now? How did you get in here? And is there a way out?
The door behind me, I'm pretty sure it's blocked. I'm not sure there is a way out.
No, there is a way. One way. Jesus.
Oh, cameras are rolling. Welcome back. We've had an interesting development during, let's just say, commercial break. Simon!
Hi, I'm Simon.
Tell them what you told us.
I'm not good in front of cameras.
Let me sum it up. Earthquake. Simon barges in. I'm sick of this. I was also there. I'm strong. I also saw Jesus. Easter, mic drop.
No. You know what? I'll sum it up.
You? But you have nothing good to say about Easter.
I don't want to be the bad guy in this story anymore. There is a happy ending. Jesus, the Son of God, is the answer. I just witnessed what was no coincidence. I'll take it as a sign. Easter is about God making amends with his creation, offering a chance at eternal salvation. Jesus rose from the dead, and that is a reason for celebration. In such fashion, we too should die for sin and live for him.
Looks like a happy ending after all. I'm Judy, and this has been life-changing. Tune in next time to hear more stories from the accounts of the apostles. Till next time.